Well, it took until 1920 for women in the U.S. to be given the right to vote. Women of all ethnicities fought for decades to get the 19th Amendment ratified. But 100 years later, women are still finding that they have to fight for their basic civil rights.
In her new book, Betsy Griffith merges the fight by black and white women to achieve equality. It's called Formidable American Women and the Fight for Equality, 1920 to 2020. Good morning.
Good morning to you.
Thank you for joining us this morning. So when we look at the 19th Amendment, it enfranchised largely white women, but then the turnout wasn't what I would have expected. What was it like once women got the right to vote?
Lauren, the 19th Amendment enfranchised both black and white women.
Yeah, just talking about the Voting Rights Act, I know, yeah.
Native Americans and immigrants and people living in the District of Columbia. But what was disappointing was that women did not turn out in great numbers in 20 or 22 or 24. White women did not turn out. White women were restrained by traditions and husbands, and having been told for years that women did not deserve a place in the political arena. Black women, I see you're showing Ida Wells Barnett and Mary Church Terrell, they did try to vote because their communities supported that so that they could secure civil rights and laws against lynching, but they were discriminated against by state laws. Right. So the 19th Amendment made women eligible to vote. They could not be discriminated on account of being women, but states found ways to discriminate against them with literacy tests and poll taxes, which affected not only black women, but poor women.
So knowing all that, I'd like to take a step back and say, how and why did a group of women suddenly say, okay, we're going to push this through, and how did they convince a bunch of men to do it?
Larry, the long, hard fight took a long time to even be so bold as to think that, beginning in the 1830s in abolition and the 1840s with the Seneca Falls meeting. These women worked for decades, campaigning, state conventions, congressional testimony, and they finally convinced men to do it because just around 1919, there were enough women voting in 15 states. They could vote at every level. In 12 states, they could vote for president only. So the political parties and men in power decided, wait a minute, there are women voting for us. And so votes began to change in the Congress. It narrowly passes the House and the Senate in 1919. Constitutional amendment requires 2/3 of the House and the Senate, and then 3/4 of the states. Every person who voted for women's suffrage was a white man. And the last vote, the final vote, was cast by Harry Byrne, 24 years old, Tennessee State Legislature. He walks into the room thinking he will oppose it, but he's gotten a letter from his mother who says, be a good boy, vote for ratification. He changes his vote.
Wow.
So 26 million women got the right to vote because one boy decided to follow his mother's advice. I remind my son of that all the time. Good advice.
When you look at African-American women and white women and the divergent paths that they took to fully have the right to enjoy that right to vote, what did you find in terms of the relationships between the two groups as time progressed?
It indicates how deeply rooted racism and segregation have been in our country. These women occasionally coalesce.
Oh, Elizabeth, I think we lost you there for a second. I think we lost your audio. Let's see if we can fix the audio. I guess we cannot. Let's hold on a quick second, Elizabeth. Let's see if we can do what we need to do. Have we got you? Can you hear us?
I hope you can hear me.
We can hear you, yes.
Okay, because this is an important point.
Yeah.
America was so divided that these progressive women, educated, middle-class female leaders did not work often together because they never had opportunities to do so. Their paths did not cross. Briefly in suffrage, then they splinter out. They will occasionally come together before the civil rights movement, mostly Southern ministers' wives, curiously, black and white, working together to improve conditions. But it's not until the 50s when black women and white women begin to work in civil rights together. Black women have been doing it all along. White women finally joined them. The 60s, the 70s. The picture on the cover of my book was one of the few pictures I could find, not until the 1970s, of Black and white women joining together with a lot of other diverse women, because they weren't in places where you could find photographs of them together for many decades.
Wow. And just real quick, how does this all fit into the abortion debate going on now?
Well, it shows how none of these rights are secure, and we have to keep organizing, allying, voting. Coretta Scott King said, freedom needs to be won by every generation. And that's certainly true now, not only about personal agency and reproductive rights, but also the basic right to vote, which has been challenged in many states. This fight is not over.
The book is formidable, and you can find Elizabeth Griffith on her website and on social media. Thank you, Elizabeth. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you. I'd appreciate it.